welcome back to another episode of the pod, Talking Real Estate. I'm your host today, Dustin Anglum, and here we have a real estate agent in the office, Mr. Kevin Elwood.
Hello.
Welcome to the pod, Kevin.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yes.
You can see the excitement on his face.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Kevin, how's your week been so far? Busy, slow? How's it?
Well, it's been kind of a funny week. I was in class for 3 days. So yesterday I thought was Monday. So I went to one of my appointments and I was like, so guys, how's your Monday going? They're like, it's Thursday. So anyway, it's been a good week, just kind of catching up.
So what class did you go to? I
went down to Oklahoma City for some real estate conferences and classes. Continuing education, we have to do that every 3 years. Get X amount of
I'm about
hours
to have to
place.
start doing mine.
It's you learn something every time you go, and the technology and advancements in real estate is ever changing.
So going off of that, how do you keep up with all these changes and the new technologies? And it seems like there's something new every week. I know a couple weeks ago, GTAR released a new floor plan system for us to work with, and I haven't got to experiment with that yet. But how do you keep up with all this new stuff?
Well, I try to keep up through a lot of things. Number one, we have office meetings once a month that Larry and Stephanie, they bring a lot of information to the table. We do our classes online. We have conferences that we go to. I like to watch a lot of podcasts. I know that might sound boring, but I like to watch podcasts on real estate.
Are you going to watch this podcast?
No, because I'm in it.
Well, it could be very informative.
I doubt that. You never know.
I doubt that. Okay, how important do you think it is for us to keep up with these technologies?
I think it's very important, like any kind of business. You have to stay informed and educated so you can be prepared to take care of your client and customers.
Yeah, for sure. And you never know how much some of this stuff's going to help you, like AI and everything. It could totally change the real estate world and make you look at it in so many different aspects. So, this might be a little bit of a challenging question, but Kevin, how do you keep up with the ups and downs in the real estate market?
It's a really good question because, you don't get that paycheck every Friday. So you have to really plan on the ebb and flow of the business, so to speak.
For sure.
I guess in election years, historically, it's relatively slow. We're kind of seeing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something I'm learning. But I think the best thing for me moving forward is to be diversified and having more income flows versus just real estate, like a lot of realtors do, being an investor or being a landlord, etc. So that's my goal.
Yeah, I think there's for sure no definite answer for this question. I mean, everyone handles their ups and downs in completely different ways. We have our slow seasons where agents may go pick up another job or find something else. And then we have the agents who dedicate that slow time to building their business and to building their self. They're constantly marketing. They're constantly still getting their name out there. So that way, hopefully, within the next few months, that business picks back up and everyone, they've seen their name, they've seen their signs, they've seen this, and they're like, oh, well, I'm calling them. I've seen them. So everyone handles their ups and downs differently, I believe. And I don't think there's any specific way that we can be like, this is what you need to do. I just don't think there's an answer for that. So, Kevin, can you share a memorable success story, like something recent?
I can actually. This one's kind of fun. So I worked with a client since January 2022. 30 months. I showed him properties off and on. He's a single father with 2 teenage kids. Very specific on where he wanted to live in prior and house size, etc. And I showed him probably off and on 30 or 40 different properties. And we finally got him under contract. We closed on it last week or the week before. Yeah. I followed up with him just the other day. They're ecstatic with the property. It fits them perfectly. But some properties you can show one person and be a sell that day. You might work with them for a year or two or 30 months.
Yeah, 30 months.
Whatever it takes.
That is commitment right there. So you said you was looking on and off for 30-ish months. So how exactly did you find this perfect property that matched everything? Like, was it already on the market and you just had a price reduction and it just popped back up? Or was it a new listing? Or how'd you find it?
Well, it's a great question. So working with clients, it's funny, their search criteria changes over time. And their budget changes and their needs kind of change as they evolve. And what we first started looking at versus what he purchased was totally night and day. But it was, on that note, it just came available. We locked it down within 5 days of being listed.
Okay.
But it fit his family perfectly, and we were ready to react. We had the pre-qual in place. He knew exactly what he was looking for. and it was a seamless transaction. So.
Yeah, and that's another reason why having that pre-qualification really before you start looking is so important, because if he wouldn't have had that pre-qual done, it was already on the market a couple days. He was interested so much. I'm sure there was other people. It probably had some showings.
Yeah.
And if you wouldn't have had that pre-qual and had to wait a few more days, that house, it could have been gone.
We could have missed it. You're exactly right. Mm-hmm.
Kevin, you've been in the real estate industry a few years now, probably going on how many?
Going on 3 years.
3 years. So what would you say is the most rewarding part?
Well, every transaction's got its different uniqueness to it, but finding the right house for the right people at the right price, or stepping in negotiations and being able to get them what they can afford is really rewarding to me. But everyone's a little different. Yeah.
And we see a bunch of you and Kim doing a bunch of work together. So how does that go? Like, do y'all work well together? Give us an insight on that.
We actually do. It's been a blessing. Kim's been a mentor to me through the process of learning real estate, and on the backside, we kind of support each other. If she needs me to slide in and sit on a home inspection or do a showing for one of her clients or vice versa, it helps just with customer service with our clients, I guess is one way to put it.
Kevin, so how do you think we're seeing a bunch of talk about this upcoming election, and I don't want to get political on here, but how do you think this election is affecting the real estate market?
Oh, it's going to slow the market down because we don't know exactly what's going to take place. My understanding is this happens every election year, so it's kind of slow things down. But I tell you one thing I did hear the other day, and I liked this saying was, I was talking to another realtor in a different state, and he's like, when you go to buy a house, you're basically marrying the house, but you're dating the rate. Mm-hmm. And I know a lot of my clients get held up on, hey, I want to wait till the rate goes down. We want to see how the new election goes. Maybe the rate might change, but it might not. So the moral of the story is find the right house, jump on it. You're marrying the house, but you could always refinance. You're dating the rate.
Yeah, for sure. I was kind of going through that same toss-up. I was like, do I want to buy? Do I want to wait it out? Yeah. And I kind of weighed out the pros and the cons. And in my opinion, I needed to buy before November. Just my personal opinion. After November, we could see the rates go back up. Right now, we've kind of found some middle ground. We're staying high fives, low sixes on most of our loans. And it could, who knows, after November, we could see back high sevens, possibly in the eights. Or we could go down to the threes like we seen kind of back in 2020 when it first, right after that last election. I mean, it kind of...
When they go down, house prices go up.
Yeah, I mean, the house that I just bought, if someone was buying it at a 3% rate, they would have probably paid 50, 60,000 grand more than what I paid for it. I mean, so I just weighed out the pros and the cons, and I thought now's the time. I mean, the market's slower, so the listings that are on, they've kind of usually been on there a little bit longer, and we have some motivated sellers. So I jumped on the opportunity, and I'm hoping it was a good idea.
Oh, I think it was a perfect time to buy.
Yeah.
Perfect time to buy.
Well, you're in the process of selling a property up in Missouri, right? Aren't you?
Yes, I am.
So how's that going? I know you went on the market for a little bit a couple months ago, or maybe a year or so ago, and then now you have done some stuff, and now you're about to go back on the market, or are you back on the market yet?
Guys, we're under contract.
Okay. Well, tell us about it. Look,
well, I didn't
start to finish.
I didn't take my own advice. Me and my sister inherited my dad's property, and I just wanted to try to sell it quick.
Yeah.
We priced it accordingly, and we put it out there. The house is in disrepair, it needs some love. And what I always tell my clients is get their properties ready for sale, and that's when you get the most money out. That's why I tell my clients. And I didn't take their advice because it was out of state. I didn't have time to get there and work on the property. So we put it out there and had a lot of showings because the price was good. No offers. And because the house needs fresh coat of paint, some siding work, it's dated, etc. So we took it off the market after about 3 months of no offers, and we spent the money and the time and the work, and we done the projects. And honestly, we spent $10,000 to $15,000, but in reward, we got a full price offer the same day we put it back on the market. So the moral of the story is, get your properties ready for sale. It'll sell faster and for a better price.
So something that comes up quite often within real estate really is probate. We have people inherit properties just like you did with your dad's property.
Correct.
So can you kind of give us an insight on the probate and kind of what that timeline and what those steps are? Or
Well, I got a little bit of information on it. Number one, we did go through probate. It took about 6 to 8 months. It was a very costly process. Hindsight, we should have had my dad's property set up in a trust. So if there's any real estate involvement out there with your family and friends, or want to plan for them, hire an attorney, set up a trust. They could walk you through the steps pretty inexpensively. But once they pass away, if you don't take it to probate, Oklahoma will step in and process it for you in their benefit. So definitely get ahead of the ball, so to speak, and get that plan in place for your loved ones. Otherwise, it's very costly and expensive and costly and expensive. And
yeah, I seen a post the other day where someone said it costs so much to get it put into a trust, and we're like, yeah, initially it probably does cost a little bit to hire an attorney. And to kind of walk you through those steps, but have you seen the cost to go through probate?
yeah, it's like
it's
5 or 10% of the estate value.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Dusty, since you're a newer agent as well, just like I am,
Yeah.
what has been some of the hurdles you've overcome the last, let's say, 12 months in building your business and becoming a full-time realtor?
My position's a little bit different than a bunch of the other real estate agents. I'm not looking to build a big business right now, and I'm not looking to be that super busy agent that's just always running and always attending to everything, just because I can't at the moment. I'm full-time college.
Okay.
I'm here in the office 5 days a week. I'm up at the racetrack
What do you
3
do here
days
at the
a week.
office so everyone knows?
So here at the office, I'm our property manager. I manage probably about 15-ish apartments and townhouses. I have about 5 or 6 houses, and then I have about 30-ish storage units that I manage. Some days I'm here in the office all day doing schoolwork, scheduling Facebook posts, and some days I'm not here at the office because I have to be in Locust, I have to be in Shuttle, I have to be in Pryor, I have to be in Salina, and it's just like when one thing happens, everything happens, so I just have to make like a whole loop around the county to check in on all my rentals, so you just never know how the day's going to be. So it's kind of hard for me to schedule these showings around other people's schedule when I have this that I don't know what my schedule is here, and then I have to schedule around the racetrack. So
on school, how much more school do you have left to do?
So I will be finished with all my major classes by the end of the spring.
Great.
And then all I will have left is 12 elective hours.
So when you're done, what kind of degree are you going to have?
So I'll have a business marketing degree. Do I plan on using it? Not really, because I hope to do real estate full time. That's what I tell everyone when they ask my degree, I say business marketing. They're like, well, what are you going to do with that? And I'm like, well, I don't plan on doing much of anything with it. I just wanted a degree, which I think marketing, it'll go hand in hand with my real estate career. And I feel like
business will too, buddy.
It'll give me a big kind of step up into the, I don't want to say corporate world of the real estate, but the more legitimate and the more paperwork side, and to be more organized and to kind of keep up with the new stuff. I think it'll give me a big step up there versus not having any schooling at all.
And by the way, he's my IT specialist as well.
I am
Yeah, he's my IT guy here.
I wouldn't say I'm the IT specialist for the office, because we have people in Tulsa that handles all that. But I'll have agents just about every day come and need help with something. They need help fixing something on their phone, or they quit getting a notification from the Zillow app and they need help with that. So I just kind of run into that scenario while I'm here in the office. But yeah, I mean, my outlook on the whole real estate career is a little bit different, because most agents go into it and they're like, oh, I want to sell this house and sell this house and sell this house.
So you're just kind of working into it, which is great. Yeah.
I did not come into real estate expecting to make $50,000 my first year. I didn't come into here to just start making money. I came in here to learn. I came in here to watch these other agents. I came in here to get myself familiar with it, just so that way, it cost me money to get my license. It cost me money to be on this MLS. But then again, I'm learning, so that way, come next fall, I'm pretty much done with college. I can jump into it. I know what I'm doing. I can market myself, and I can hopefully turn myself in to one of these top producing agents and be that busy agent here in the office.
I'm sure you will.
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
All right.
Well, Kevin, thanks for joining us, and then you decided to interview me a little bit at the end, but that's all right because we like a little turn of the tables, and I was not expected. But thanks for joining us, Kevin.
Thanks for having me.
Y'all make sure to keep up with our Facebook and our Instagram. We trying to put stuff out daily to educate some of our buyers and our sellers and just some of the general public at all. So if anyone has any questions or anything, just give us a call. Thank you.
Thanks.